Alright, let's get into this. This is going to be a fun topic. In this one, we're going to talk about dragons. With all the evidence that we do have, it's not a matter of if dragons existed, it's really a matter of when did dragons start evolving. Now yes, that is a very bold claim to make, especially in this type of world. But upon watching this video, you'll understand what I mean. But anyways, when did dragons start evolving? That depends on perspective. Using the old Earth perspective, they could have evolved right after the dinosaurs died out or shortly before they disappeared, or several millions of years later, and particularly recently. In the young Earth perspective, these creatures may have started evolving shortly before or after the Great Flood of Noah, and during the Ice Age. My theories are predominantly based on what we see in folklore and legend, but I also use Dracopedia, Genesis Park, cryptozoology, and historical medieval bestiaries as a foundation for everything I am about to present. Ready, folks? Let's get it. Thanks to flying serpent reports and depictions around the world, we know Amphibityr's habit is not just confined to Europe, but the name itself originates from European heraldry. Amphibityrs are in essence two-limbed lizards. Sorry, I might not be pronouncing it right, but anyways. Amphibityrs are in essence two-limbed lizards. However, instead of four legs, they have bat-like wings. There are some amphibityr depictions where they have landing legs under their body where their wings are located. The amount of species is unknown, but they can be found everywhere in mythology and folklore. These are likely the main culprit for flying serpents. Yes, a snake with wings can fly. Just fine. But the tail? The tail would not drag, but with the aid of its speed, it has enough energy to hold it up for long periods of time. Not to mention, gliding snakes can flatten their bodies to move through the air more efficiently. It would take something heavy like a club to make that tail drag. Their evolution can be traced all the way back to a possible two-limbed lizard covered in protofeathers. This is the same ancestor that lindworms and coatels shared as well. Some amphibityrs can constrict their prey like a snake. However, some species had larger wings that made it difficult to constrict their prey. But they may have been extremely venomous, throwing themselves onto their prey to knock them down, bite them, and then retreat, stalking their prey until it dies, and then eating it. There is also a few reports of flying serpents that had bioluminescence, thanks to reports in the, just look at the screen. Fiery flying serpents, as mentioned in the Bible and other ancient texts. We have all sorts of acceptable explanations. Everything except people actually seeing bioluminescent amphibityrs. There's every reason to believe in bioluminescent land animals, including amphibityrs. According to mainstream media, humans have been around for 3 million years, so anything could have happened during those prior millennia or even during the last few thousand years. And way before that. The ideal habitat for amphibityrs are forested areas, though they are also known to inhabit arid regions of Arabia and Egypt, and maybe other areas around the planet. With the exception of Antarctica, they are found on all continents. Also known as the King of Serpents, the Basiliscus is known by many medieval bestiaries and legends in Europe. Whenever the creature is only found in Europe or other areas in the world is unknown. Its evolution is best explained by venomous lizards. The extra limbs are the result of birth defects and mutations that ended up successful. This and the cockatrice are known for their ability to split boulders by looking at them and causing plant life to wither. It's even been known to kill other wildlife and secrete poison wherever it goes. Now, splitting boulders is easily explained by a gland located where the tear duct is located, allowing it to squirt corrosive liquid that breaks away rock. Upon contact with something, an invisible cloud of toxins form, resulting in paralysis, loss of consciousness, or even death towards anyone in range. The skin is also so poisonous that in order to not overflow with it, the basilicus needs to sweat it constantly. When it comes to individuals being poisoned by stabbing at it, the only logical explanation is that this creature releases venomous fumes that kills anything that inhales it. Its breath can also expel a bacteria that kills plant life. Only the weasel is immune to the venom and can successfully kill the basilicus. It's one of those animals you're not going to see me 100 feet from without a firearm. Similar to Amphibityr, but it's covered partially or fully in feathers. Their evolution can best be explained by a feathered ancestor for both Amphibityr and Coatl. This creature is known only in Aztec and Mayan cultures. I could be wrong, the most common being the Quetzalcoatl. Unfortunately, they were adding supernatural elements and worshipping this animal like a god. The only places this creature likely exists is Central America, because that's where it's known, but if its habit was worldwide, it would mainly dwell within the tropical regions of Earth. However, if they were warm-blooded, they can also inhabit cooler climates.